Hello everyone. So we are continuing with the subject social pharmacy. In that, in nutrition and health, last time we have seen food supplements or dietary supplements. Now, in today's lecture, we will see what are nutraceuticals. Now, this nutraceutical term, it was formed in 1989 by Stephen DeFelice, and it is a combination of nutrition and pharmaceutical. So when these two terms are combined, nutrition and pharmaceutical, it forms nutraceuticals, isn't it? Now, nutraceutical is any substance that is a food or part of food, and it provides medical or health benefits. Now, it may be useful for prevention or treatment of disease also. So, you can see in this first slide the drug which is used for disease treatment as well as prevention, and when we are using nutraceutical, so that is for prevention of disease also, as well as it is acting, or it is playing role in the benefit of health, isn't it? So there are health benefits of nutraceuticals, isn't it? What are these nutraceuticals? We will speak in this today's session, isn't it? Now in this slide only you can see that nutrition is required for health, and pharmaceuticals, whatever the preparations are there, these are acting as a drug or remedy or substance for any disease or sickness or injury, isn't it? But when the nutrition and pharmaceutical both are combined, and when they form nutraceuticals, so it has got preventive approach, isn't it, in medical field. Now we will see our definition of the term nutraceutical. Nutraceutical is any substance considered as food or its part, which in addition to its normal nutritional value provides health benefits, including prevention of disease or promotion of health. So nutraceutical has got important role in health benefit only. Disease can be prevented, or simultaneously our health also gets promoted, isn't it? It is any non-toxic food component that has scientifically proven health benefits, including disease treatment or prevention, isn't it? Now, till now we have discussed about so many nutrients, isn't it? So these individual nutrients can act as a nutraceutical in our health process, isn't it? When we want to get benefited, so individual nutrient can be formulated as a nutraceutical, and it can be given, isn't it, for prevention of disease, for promotion of health. Now functional component of food must be standardized in nutraceutical product and produced under good manufacturing practices, isn't it? So any functional component, any individual single nutrient also can be developed as a nutraceutical product, isn't it? And as so many pharmaceutical preparations are manufactured, so nutraceutical is also manufactured by following good manufacturing practice. Now we have discussed earlier also about DSHEA, isn't it? As I said, it is a you can say organization, isn't it? Dietary Supplement Health Education Act, which was formed in 1994, isn't it? and this act was formed in USA, isn't it? And it defines these dietary supplements as food, isn't it, and not as drugs, isn't it? Now this law gives definition and legal requirements necessary for marketing nutraceuticals in US. Now it defines what this law says, that nutraceutical is a product that one or more following dietary ingredients are there, like vitamin, mineral, herbs, amino acids, isn't it? DSHEA also states that nutraceuticals must be products that are intended for oral administration. So almost all these nutraceuticals you will see, they are given orally, isn't it? We will see some of the important preparations also. Now again in this slide we come to know about the nutraceuticals, isn't it? So how nutrition is there, then by taking the help of this field pharmaceutical, the nutraceutical is developed. Nutraceuticals is a term used to describe any product derived from food sources that provides extra health benefits in addition to basic nutritional value found in foods, isn't it? Now products typically claim to prevent chronic diseases, improve health, delay aging process and increase life expectancy of the individual, isn't it? So that is overall the benefit of these nutraceuticals, isn't it? So extra health benefits we get by these type of preparations in addition to whatever their nutritional value is there, isn't it? And they are useful in many chronic long-term diseases also, isn't it? They improve health, they delay aging process and increase the life expectancy, isn't it? We know about the indicators of health. Now what is the importance of these nutraceuticals? So point wise you must know, isn't it? Near about 7 to 8 points we will cover, isn't it? What are the benefits, what are the importance, why these nutraceuticals are preferred nowadays. Now nutraceutical is a hybrid of nutrition and pharmaceutical nutraceuticals, isn't it? So hybrid version we can say, isn't it? An individual nutrient can be removed from the food material and can be developed as a nutraceutical. Now food or part of food playing significant role in modifying and maintaining normal physiological function that maintains healthy human beings, isn't it? So whatever our physiological functions are carried out, isn't it, in our body, we know that nutrients play important role, isn't it? So these individual nutraceutical, they have got significant role in our body, isn't it? Now food products used as nutraceuticals can be different categories: dietary fibers, prebiotics, probiotics and other herbal preparations also, isn't it? We will see some of the important individual classes also of these nutraceuticals. Now the other importance is the nutraceuticals help in combating some of the major health problems of the century, such as obesity, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, osteoporosis, arthritis. So as I said that these nutraceuticals, they are prescribed nowadays by most of the doctors, physicians, isn't it? So the persons who are suffering from chronic diseases, maybe obesity, maybe any cardiovascular disorder, isn't it? Or if any person suffering from cancer like disease or osteoporosis or arthritis related to the bones, isn't it, of our body. So in these major diseases also, doctors used to prescribe any important nutraceutical along with the various medicines, isn't it? So that the some of the health benefits will be there to the patient, isn't it? And the health promotion will be there. Okay. Now in whole, nutraceutical has led new era of medicine and health in which food industry has become a research oriented sector. So food industry also is emerging now and it is growing. Why? Because nutraceuticals, these are as I said, in America they are referred as food materials, food supplements, isn't it? They are not treated as drugs. Nutraceuticals are not the drugs, isn't it? So in food industry also, the individual various preparations which are containing some important individual nutrient, isn't it? So the formulations are prepared and they are marketed. Now nutraceuticals, what they contain, isn't it? We have seen about the definition and what are the importance, what is the importance of nutraceutical, but what are the contents, what the things are present. So very first is nutrients. These nutraceuticals contain nutrients. Which important nutrients? Like any vitamin may be present. We know various vitamins, fat soluble vitamins, water soluble vitamins. Then these nutraceuticals can contain any mineral, maybe major element or minor element we have studied, isn't it? Amino acids may be present which are essential for our body, as we have seen essential amino acids which are not synthesized in our body but they are to be taken from outside. Similarly fatty acids, isn't it? So these may be present in these preparations. Then any phytochemical may be present. Phytochemical means any individual chemical constituent. We know the important chemical constituents which are present in crude drug, isn't it? So any important constituent from the drug can be separated, can be extracted, and that individual phytochemical can be present in these preparations, isn't it? Now herbals. Herbal we mean that which are obtained from natural source, isn't it? So any crude drug, any constituent which is present in the drug, it is obtained from the plant source, can be treated as herbal. Then dietary supplements, which will include probiotics, prebiotics, antioxidants, any enzyme may be present. We will discuss these probiotics and prebiotics also. Then classification, which is based on chemical group, isn't it? So classification of nutraceuticals we can say, isn't it? One is inorganic mineral supplements, isn't it? So this will include all whatever the minerals till now we have discussed. Any mineral can be present in this preparation. Then probiotics, what are these probiotics and prebiotics? We will see this also in this today's session, isn't it? So probiotics which are helpful for the intestinal flora, whatever the intestinal flora is present in our intestine, isn't it? Prebiotics which are useful for the digestive purposes, isn't it? These are digestive enzymes. Then dietary fibers, isn't it? We have seen which are present in the carbohydrates also as well as in fruits also, isn't it? Then antioxidants, so that also we will discuss some of the important one. Then fatty acids, which will be omega-3 fatty acid, phenolics, T polyphenols, isoprenoids, carotenoids, lipids, sphingolipids, proteins, that is soya proteins, and herbs as functional food, isn't it? So this is the classification which is based on the chemical group, isn't it? Classification of nutraceuticals, isn't it? Now we will see these some of the important elements, isn't it? All these are nutraceuticals only, isn't it? So calcium, now this is essential for bone and teeth, isn't it? Maintaining bone strength, nerve, muscle and glandular function, blood clotting, isn't it? So calcium is prescribed by the doctors, isn't it? The persons who are mainly suffering from arthritis, osteoporosis, isn't it? Then iron preparations, the persons who are having low hemoglobin count, isn't it? So iron preparations are prescribed for those people, isn't it? It is playing role in energy production, hemoglobin, oxygen transport. Then magnesium, which is for healthy nerve and muscle function, bone formation. Phosphorus is needed for energy production, phosphorylation process. All this you will see in biochemistry also, isn't it? Bone and teeth, for that phosphorus is needed. For genetic material it plays important role. Then cobalt is also one of the minor element, isn't it, which is needed for the vitamin B12 and B12 coenzymes. Then copper for hemoglobin, for collagen production, proper function of heart, energy production, absorption of iron, isn't it? Iodine, proper function of thyroid gland or the synthesis of thyroid hormones T3 and T4. Chromium, with insulin it helps in conversion of carbohydrate and fat into energy, and in diabetes it has got important role. Selenium, it is a antioxidant, functioning of heart muscle, isn't it? And it is a part of GPX enzymes which are needed in our body. Then zinc, essential for cell reproduction, development in neonates, wound healing, production of sperm and testosterone hormone in case of males, isn't it? Now vitamins also, as I said, they are present in most of the nutraceuticals, isn't it? So fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E and K. Vitamin A, it is a antioxidant, very good antioxidant, essential for growth and development, maintains healthy vision, skin and mucous membrane, isn't it? It is useful in prevention and treatment of certain cancers, isn't it? And in treatment of certain skin disorders. Now vitamin D, it is essential for formation of bones and teeth, help body to absorb and use calcium, isn't it? Vitamin E, it is again antioxidant, helps to form blood cells, boost immune system, isn't it? Vitamin K, it is essential for blood clotting, isn't it? Similarly, water soluble vitamins, isn't it? Here mainly vitamin C, ascorbic acid, it is a very good antioxidant, necessary for healthy bones, gums, teeth and skin. It helps in wound healing and prevents from common cold. Then B complex vitamins, in that B1, it is useful in carbohydrate metabolism, essential for neurological function. Vitamin B2, it is useful for energy metabolism, maintain healthy eyes, skin and nerve function. B3, energy metabolism and brain function. B6 helps to produce essential proteins, convert proteins to energy, isn't it? Then B12, cyanocobalamin, helps in producing genetic material, isn't it? Formation of RBC, maintenance of central nervous system, synthesis of amino acids. It involved in metabolism of all proteins, fat and carbohydrates. Then in nutraceuticals we have seen the classification, isn't it? So which is according to the chemical group or functional group, isn't it? So now we will see first probiotics. Now the difference between probiotics and prebiotics, you must remember कि probiotics, these are the organisms, okay, these are the beneficial organisms, whereas prebiotics, these are the enzyme preparations, okay. So probiotics we will see, these are live microorganisms which when administered in adequate amount confer health benefit on the host, isn't it? So these are the microorganisms only, okay, microorganism preparations, and they are live microorganisms which have got health benefits on the human body, okay. Some of the important species we will see, one is lactobacillus, isn't it? And many preparations in market they are available, like say for example rhinofol capsule and all that, isn't it? Then bifidobacterium is another probiotic. Then yeast we have already studied in enzymes, and this is a fungus, isn't it? Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Then some Escherichia coli and Bacillus species are also used as probiotics. Now the benefits of probiotics we will see, isn't it? One is to manage lactose intolerance, isn't it? Then reduce bladder and urinary tract infections. It improves symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. It is useful to treat diarrhea, and it shortens duration of intestinal infections. So it is beneficial for our intestinal flora also. If our intestinal flora is getting disturbed, so it may give rise to some of the other diseases, isn't it? Then next is prebiotics. Now these prebiotics, as I said, these are the enzyme preparations, isn't it? Now we will see the meaning that prebiotics are the food ingredients that induce growth or activity of beneficial microorganisms, isn't it? So activity of beneficial microorganisms is increased in presence of prebiotics, isn't it? Now the most common example is in the gastrointestinal tract, where prebiotics can alter composition of organisms in the gut, isn't it? Now in diet, prebiotics are typically non-digestible fiber compounds that pass undigested, isn't it, through the upper part of the gastrointestinal tract and stimulate growth or activity of advantageous bacteria that colonize the large bowel by acting as substrate for them, isn't it? So that is the meaning of prebiotics, isn't it? This is also one of the class we can say of nutraceutical. Then uses of prebiotic, कि why these are needed in our body. One is to increase bone density and increase calcium absorption. Other is to improve immune function in both gut, that is the GI tract, and body. Then establish healthier balance of bacteria in the gut, isn't it? So it maintains the intestinal flora, as I said, isn't it? It promotes regular bowel movement, it suppresses appetite, and it prevents the individual from overeating. It reduces risk of intestinal infection. It increases mineral absorption and improvement of bone health, modulation of GI tract peptides production, isn't it? Energy metabolism and satiety. Now, initiation and regulation of immune functions, isn't it? So, after birth, isn't it? Whatever the growth is there, isn't it? And regulatory functions are there, isn't it? Related to immune functions, there also prebiotics play important role. Then next is phytochemicals. So this is also one of the class, as I said. These are coming under nutraceuticals. Now phytochemicals could provide health benefits as substrate for biochemical reactions, isn't it? As I said, there are so many biochemical processes, reactions that are carried out in our body. So there the individual nutrients are needed, enzymes are needed, isn't it? And phytochemicals also play important role. Then these phytochemicals can act as a cofactor of enzymatic reaction. So many reactions that are taking place there, the role of enzymes is there. Then these are inhibitors of enzymatic reaction, isn't it? They act as a absorbents that bind and eliminate undesirable constituent in the intestine, isn't it? So whatever the unwanted, undesired constituent is there, that is absorbed by these phytochemicals and that is removed from the body. Then scavengers of reactive or toxic chemicals. Scavenger means what? A sort of cleaning is there, isn't it? Scavenging means cleaning. So whatever toxic, harmful chemicals are there, they are eliminated, removed from the body. There also there is a role of phytochemicals. Then these phytochemicals enhance absorption of essential nutrients, isn't it? So proper absorption is there of these nutrients and stability is there in our body. Then selective growth factor for beneficial bacteria, isn't it? Fermentation substrate for beneficial bacteria, selective inhibitors of deleterious intestinal bacteria, isn't it? Then next is herbals. So these herbals also are coming under nutraceuticals, and some of the important herbs, the crude drugs that we have already covered also we are going to discuss, like aloe vera, anti-inflammatory, emollient, wound healing, isn't it? So another is garlic, evening primrose oil, isn't it? Ginger, then ginseng, green tea, isn't it? So they have got beneficial effects on our body, and health benefits are definitely there of these herbals also, isn't it? We can see on this slide that garlic having antibacterial property, antifungal property, isn't it? Anti-thrombotic property, anti-inflammatory. Ginger, it is a very good carminative, anti-emetic, and it is used in treatment of dizziness, isn't it? Then green tea, it is a very good antioxidant which reduces risk of cardiovascular diseases, enhances humoral and cell mediated immunity. Then vegetables, fruits, whole grain, herbs, nuts and various seeds contain abundance of phenolic compounds terpenoids, sulfur compounds and pigments, isn't it? Then next is polyunsaturated fatty acids, isn't it? Now these are also called essential fatty acids as these are crucial to the body's function and are introduced externally through the diet, isn't it? We have seen essential amino acids also and essential fatty acids also. So these are also referred as essential fatty acids. These are polyunsaturated fatty acids. You should know the long form of PUFA also. Now PUFA has two subdivisions. One is omega 3 fatty acid and omega 6 fatty acid. The major omega 3 fatty acids are alpha linoleic acid, eicosapentaenoic acid, docosahexaenoic acid, isn't it? So major is omega 3 fatty acid, isn't it? Okay. Then alpha linoleic acid, isn't it, is the precursor of APA and DHA. You can see the long form of APA and DHA, isn't it? These are found mainly in fatty fishes, isn't it? So it is mainly obtained from the fish. And the principal source of alpha linoleic acid is mainly flaxseed, soybean, isn't it? Some nuts are also there, isn't it? Okay. Now omega 6 polyunsaturated fatty acids mainly consist of linoleic acid, linolenic acid and arachidonic acid, isn't it? Now linoleic acid occurs mainly in vegetable oils, corn oil, safflower oil, soybean, sunflower oil. Then the arachidonic acid is found in animal products like meat, poultry and eggs. Omega 3 fatty acids have three major effects on cardiovascular diseases: anti-arrhythmic, hypolipidemic and anti-thrombotic, isn't it? So clot formation will not be there, lipid deposition will not be there, and there will be correction in the rhythmic contraction of the heart. The benefits of omega 3 oils in other areas of health including premature infant health, asthma, bipolar and depressive disorders, dysmenorrhea and diabetes, isn't it? Next important one is antioxidants, isn't it? Now these antioxidants actually they provide key nutrients which are needed by the body to neutralize free radicals, isn't it? In our body, free radicals are responsible for the damage of our body tissues, isn't it? So these free radicals are neutralized by antioxidants, isn't it? And these antioxidants are useful to protect body from cellular damage, isn't it? It exhibits anti-aging benefits, isn't it? And it prevents damage to body cells. It improves immune function and lowers the risk of infection and cancer. Now in this carotenoids are also beneficial, and in that beta carotene is one of the important content which is acting as a antioxidant, isn't it? Then vitamin C is also a very good antioxidant which plays important role in immunity, isn't it? Then vitamin E is another one fat soluble vitamin, isn't it? These are found in colorful fruits, isn't it? Some of the vegetables and food grains also. So here we finish up the nutraceuticals, isn't it? I hope you will find these video lectures beneficial. If you are not able to understand, so listen them carefully twice, thrice also. And while listening simultaneously, you pause the lecture and complete your notes as well also, isn't it? So that these notes will be beneficial for you for while preparing for the examination, isn't it? So go through these whatever the notes are there. Revision is equally important. Thank you.